All right, Grandmama. You claim there's a difference in regular ice cream and custard ice cream. Now, I don't know the difference.
Good morning. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry. And y'all know I love my little Cuisinart ice cream maker. It's a little counter ice cream maker, and I think I put it on my in my description box where I got it on Amazon, because I have an Amazon store now. And I have done the chocolate and I have made the vanilla. But today I have lots of people want me to make butter pecan. And we're going to make it different today. We're going to make it custard style butter pecan. And I've got 4 tablespoons of butter in my saucepan back here. And I've already chopped up my nuts. I'm going to roast my pecans. I probably should have done it before I chopped them, but I'd already chopped them up, and I said, you know what, it's all right, because I've got to strain them anyway, so it'll be good. We are doing, and I've got my burner on back here. Now, while my pecans are roasting, I'm going to be making my custard, if I can do all of this at one time without burning something. When my pecans get roasted, I'm going to strain all the butter off, and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them cool down. And when I get my custard made, I've also got to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down until it gets like cool enough that we can put it in our ice cream maker. But I've got some butter flavoring right here, extract. I'm going to be using like a ½ teaspoon of that. I'm going to be using homemade vanilla extract that my granddaughter Hannah made me. We've got 2 cups of heavy cream, 1 cup of whole milk. Now we're using 1 cup of allulose, but we're putting, when we do our custard, we're going to put our heavy cream, milk, and half of the allulose in the pan. Then we're going to put the other half, which is a ½ cup, this is ½ cup, ½ cup, in with my eggs. And I'm going to take my little immersion blender and I'm going to beat my second half of my allulose and my egg yolks until they get pale and creamy. So this is a process, but it's going to be absolutely delicious. All right, my butter is melted. So I'm going to put my, wrong one. I got it.
Now.
Okay, my butter's melted and I put my pecans in. Now, these are going to cook, it said 6 or 7 minutes. It's going to take them to roast. And I'm putting them on like medium. So we can, we'll keep an eye on them. All right, in this burner, on this burner, I'm putting my 2 cups of heavy cream. I'm putting my 1 cup of whole milk. Now this is, we're making our custard now. And I'm putting ½ cup of my allulose. Allulose is like stevia, monk fruit, swerve, erythritol. It just tastes more like sugar. Okay? Now we're gonna let this come to a slight boil, it says. A slight boil. Not a rolling boil, not a heavy boil, just a slight boil. All right? Now,
all of us real cooks know what a slight boil is, I'm sure.
well,
I've never seen a slight boil that I know of.
now, I put a ½ cup of allulose, my sweetener, in with my eggs. And we're going to beat this.
Well, I hope it stays submersed.
You can use you can use a hand mixer if you want to, but I just decided to use this, and I'm not going to talk because it's loud.
She's just showing out because she has one.
All right, I've got my eggs and my allulose here to where they're pale. And they've doubled in volume, so we're just gonna let that hang out. My pecans. They've got 3 more minutes. I set them on 6 minutes. But this is a great way to get all that butter flavor in there. Instead of roasting them in the oven like I usually do, so much more of the butter flavor will get in them.
That smells like butter.
I know, I know. Well, it's butter pecan ice cream. Okay, I'm going to finish letting these roast. I'm going to let this come up to a slight boil, and I'll show you when I get ready to put my egg yolks and my allulose in here. Then I'll show you what a slight boil looks like. So give us just a few minutes.
It's all right, Roxy. That was Grandmama knocking on the table.
All right, honey, if you'll come over here. It's just beginning to come up to a slight, see around the edges? You see those, can you see those little bubbles around the edges?
Yep. There's 17 and a half bubbles.
All right. Show them our, this is our pecans that we've roasted.
Buttered, toasted, and ready.
All right, this is a slight because it's beginning to bubble around the edges. Now you don't want to boil this, okay? Now, you can back up, honey, over there.
If you boil it, it's gonna cook the eggs. Is that what it's gonna do?
Nope, we
Nope.
haven't got eggs in it yet.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get my whisk out right here. I'm gonna bring this over here, and I'm gonna whisk with a ladle some of it into my egg mixture. Now you have to do this a little bit at a time or it'll cook your eggs. Now this is what you call tempering eggs right here.
Tempering?
Tempering eggs. You're getting them up to the same temperature as what your milk mixture is. Okay? And we're just going to keep adding a little bit at the time. Until we get about half of this in here. And whisk it good. This is a process, but let me tell you something. It is so, so good. Alright. We'll do a little bit more. Then I think we can put this mixture, our egg mixture, into our milk. I'll do one more ladle. Now, if you don't do this, you're going to end up with cooked eggs. So this is a step you have to do. You do not want to miss this step. All right, now.
Well, it's not difficult. It just takes a minute or two.
It just takes a minute. And it's fun. I mean, I love doing it. So the whole time you're pouring your egg mixture, your tempered eggs, into your milk mixture, whisk. All right. Then you end up with a smooth mixture. All right, we're gonna let this come up. Let me read my directions now. We're gonna let this come up to using a wooden spoon, stir the mixture constantly over low heat until it slightly thickens. And when you put your wooden spoon in, the back of your spoon, you can do it like that, and it will stay. So we're going to cook this now, and I'm going to constantly stir it. It may take 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm not sure. I've still got it on medium heat. So I'm going to drain my pecans through a little strainer here. I'm going to get them in the refrigerator. I'm going to keep stirring my custard. And as soon as my custard gets ready, I'll show you what it looks like. Then I'm fixing to put my pecans in the refrigerator. Then when my custard gets ready, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Let it stay for about an hour. Of course, I'm going to put mine in the freezer. And then we'll start making our ice cream. So it'll be ready for the ice cream make. And because I chop these before I roasted them, they absorbed a lot more of the butter than they would have if they had been whole. So there's not much butter at all that's coming out of this. If they had been whole, there'd have been more butter. So, man, I'm just gonna let them sit here and drain just for a couple of minutes. All right. My mixture back here is cooking good. So I figure 3 or 4 minutes and it'll be ready to take off and put in the refrigerator. So see you in a minute. All right. There is that's the reason you drain. One reason you drain your pecans, you don't want all those sediments and stuff in your ice cream. All right, now those are ready to go in the refrigerator. Now our custard, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's thickened. All right, you see that? The back of the spoon. It's hot. You see how it leaves a trail? That's how you know when it's thick. It's when it doesn't run back together. It leaves that trail. Just like that. Now, Roy and I tasted of it, and I added another ½ a cup of allulose to it because it was not sweet enough. And I knew when I got my pecans in there that it was going to take up some of that sweetness also. So that was 1½ cups of, or 1 1/4 cups of allulose and a 1/4 cup of stevia. I put a 1/4 cup of stevia in it. All right, now this is my butter. I'm going to put a ½ teaspoon of butter flavoring because I want it to pick up more of the butter because it is butter pecan. And I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Now this is a ½ tablespoon, so I'll be putting 2 of these. All right. Now I'm going to taste of it to make sure that I've got enough vanilla and got enough of everything in it. Then I'm going to pour it in my, sorry y'all, my cup was on the table. I'm going to pour it in my dish here, put it in the freezer and let it get cool. Then we'll come back and I'll get my ice cream bowl out of the freezer. Let me taste of it for you, because I want to make sure that I've got enough flavoring in it. Oh my goodness, y'all. This butter butter extract right here, man, that made it delicious. All right, I'm gonna pour it in my bowl. You can see about, and when I do this on the pan, see, can you see that? It doesn't run back together. It leaves little skid marks. So that's how you know when you've got it just the right consistency.
Well, you can leave your skid marks.
Yeah.
Finger skid marks.
Finger skid
Grandmama,
marks.
Nobody has ever said that before.
Like that. You
on
see
national
that?
television.
On the back of my spoon, that's my skid mark. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna put this in the freezer probably about an hour. Let it cool completely down. I'll probably come in and stir it every once in a while just so it can get cold quicker. So we'll be back in about an hour. We're gonna make our ice cream. See you then. All right, y'all, my custard is cold, my nuts are cold, so I'm just stirring my nuts into my ice cream. Now, I told y'all the other day, turn your ice cream maker on before you pour your ice cream in it, because it will freeze on the bottom and the sides and it won't be easy to come out. So turn it on, then pour your mixture in.
Well, Grandmama, I'll drink the juice. Woo.
Y'all, this this is absolutely delicious. It's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. You want to get down in there, baby? Show them how it looks. 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back and taste of it.
Killing me, Rose. Just killing me.
All right, y'all. Our ice cream is almost ready. I've got to leave here in 15 minutes. I got to go 45 minutes to an eye appointment. So I'm having to hurry this up. All right. Now this is not frozen as hard as it would be if I had time to let it stay here and harden. But in the instructions, it suggests that you put it in the freezer for an hour or two before you serve it. So that's what I'm going to do with this. But I put my little bowl in the freezer. And this is like soft serve ice cream now. So my UPS was bringing me something. So I'm going to taste of this. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer. And when we get back, I'll show you what it looks like after I take it out of the freezer. But I did want to taste of it for y'all. I want Roy to taste of it. Oh my word, y'all. If you've ever had butter pecan ice cream out of the freezer, I mean in the store, like Bluebell or Breyers or what other, Bluebell's best anyway. Y'all, that is delicious. All right, I'm fixing to let Roy taste of it for you.
All right, guys. Rose is the expert cook. She is the expert on bought ice cream and ice cream cones and ice cream sundaes. She is not the expert on homemade ice cream. Roy is. I can eat it by the barrel. And the expert says, whoo, delicious. Woo! And we'll show y'all again when we get back from her appointment when it's frozen a little harder than this.
All right, we'll see y'all when we get back from the doctor. All right, y'all, I'm back from the eye doctor. The bad news was I couldn't see. The good news is they can fix it. I've got to have cataract surgery, but that's okay. Before we left, I just put this, as I showed you, it wasn't quite frozen as hard as I wanted it to. So I just put it in a Cool Whip bowl and stuck it in the freezer, but I want you to look at it now. I got my ice cream scoop here.
Oh, I don't just want ice cream. I want homemade ice cream. Come
and look
on.
at there.
Butter pecan.
Look at that. Butter pecan. So you can do it two ways. You can put it in a little dish like this. Now look. This is, I'm telling you, this is the best. And the texture is smooth. It's creamy. It's delicious.
And if you use allulose, it won't get
and if
hard.
you use allulose, it will stay like this. I've tried stevia. It gets really, really hard. You can't even hardly get it. You can't hardly spoon it out. You have to defrost it a little bit before you can spoon it out.
That is, if it stays frozen like overnight or something like
All
that.
right, but now the instructions. I want to show y'all this. Look at that.
You're killing me.
A perfect
Grandma, this ain't fair.
Cone. But now, the directions say, once you get through freezing it in your churn, in your ice cream churn, put it in the freezer for an hour or two. And it'll come out with this consistency, especially if you use allulose. You can use a combination of allulose and stevia, and it'll still be like this. But let me tell you, sugar free, no sugar in this at all.
Of course,
So
most
good.
of the time, if you just make 4 cups of it, you're not going to be freezing it overnight anyway
No,
to get
no.
that hard.
No, you're not. But, no. I love ice cream. And this tastes like it's got sugar in it. It's the best that I've ever made. I love the custard that I made. It's just delicious. So y'all make you some custard, butter pecan ice cream. Food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul,
And ice cream makes you smile.
and ice cream makes me happy.